Alright guys, how's it going? Now before I get into this video, I just want to point out two things. One, I'm not feeling too good, so my throat's a bit alright, so you might hear that in my voice, and I am sorry if I annoy you if I have to keep clearing my throat. The second thing is my morning briefings. I'm still doing them, but they're now on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/Duncan Oldham. The link is in the video description. I think it pops up on the screen at the end as well. I've put one on there today on that channel. It's nearly an hour's long, for those of you who've got nothing better to do. YouTube only sends out 3 notifications in a 24-hour period, and that's why I'm putting that over there, so it's not wasted on here, because you might miss important LFC content. All right, so let's get on with the video. In this video, we're talking about Virgil van Dijk. I think I've also got another video about him coming up today, but I've got a live stream to do first, which starts in 20 minutes, so I need to get a move on. There's headlines today such as: more bad news for Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk weighing up Mammoth €20 million contract offer from Saudi Pro League's Al Hilal as Red's deal ticks down. That was goal. Other ones such as Virgil van Dijk considering Liverpool exit after enormous contract offer. Virgil van Dijk considering joining Al Hilal. Virgil van Dijk approached by Saudi dealmakers over blockbuster switch. The original article is this one. It appeared in L'Equipe in France, which is a leading sports newspaper, known for its comprehensive coverage of football, other sports. Founded in 1946, it's long been considered an authoritative voice in sports journalism in France. In fact, for decades, it had a near monopoly on news in France. An analysis of resolved transfer deals since 2006 shows about 25% to 26% of their claims, reported rumours ended up materialising. So in other words, for every rumour, every 4 rumours that they publish, one comes true, all right? And that includes French deals as well. So when it comes to Premier League transfer rumours, it's a bit of a mixed bag. There's not as sensationalist as some UK tabloids, but they do go into speculative reporting, especially during transfer windows. They're considered pretty solid when it comes to French players or League One related deals, but they rarely hit the target when talking about Premier League clubs and things outside France. I would pay little attention to them, but as always, I urge you to form your own opinions. And what I will say is that often what's in print, when you like L'Equipe in print versus their online version, if you like, I think they're often different. So when someone says, "Oh, there's something published in Marca," for example, I will say, is it online or is it in the print version? I always feel like the stuff in the print, the newspapers say, like someone said the same thing about the Daily Mail. There's something in the Daily Mail about Liverpool and Mo Salah. I'd be like, is it online or is it in the paper? I mean, it doesn't mean that it's gospel in the paper, but the online stuff tends to be more clickbaity and nonsense. And do you know what I mean? So the first thing I do when I hear about L'Equipe is it in the print or is it online, all right? So that makes me decide whether I want to pay any attention to it. I'm probably still not going to pay attention to it regardless, unless it's a French player, a French club related to anything to do with Liverpool. And I consider L'Equipe a bit like Feature His in Spain, right? So I don't really pay attention, to be honest, with you, but you guys, please do make up your own minds. So the original article here online is Al Hilal wants Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk has received an initial offer from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia of more than €20 million net, which is around take-home pay of around £325,000 a week. The article starts with blurb about Liverpool's out-of-contract players this summer if no new deals are signed, and then turns to Virgil. And they say as follows: the Dutchman has received an initial offer from Al Hilal worth more than €20 million net. The Reds captain is considering the move. That's why you've got all the aggregators and clickbaiters using the words considering, and has not yet responded, preferring to focus on the end of the season, notably with Sunday's League Cup final against Newcastle and another Premier League title in sight. That is basically it. There's a couple of other things in there, but not, related to Liverpool, Virgil, you know what I mean, right? So stuff that you don't need to know. They ended the article by saying that Al Hilal have been highly ambitious ahead of the Club World Cup tournament this summer. Real Madrid are taking part in that tournament, and you may remember a few weeks back, I suggested to you that in Spain there'd been suggestions, not in the print media at the time, but I said, hey guys, I'm hearing that Real Madrid are hoping Liverpool will release Trent early from his contract, which would expire on the 30th of June, I think. Real Madrid were hoping to have him released a couple of weeks earlier so that he could participate in that competition with Real Madrid. Excuse me. And then recently, I think it was last week, that actually did make its way into the print media, and there is now that suggestion that Real Madrid might approach Liverpool and say, look, we'll bung you a few quid, euros or whatever, can we have him, kind of thing. This tournament, they're making a big deal out of this tournament this summer. Now, that is it. So if you're seeing all these, that he's considering Saudi and everything, are Saudi interested in him? Of course they're interested in him. Would he be considering him? Well, if Liverpool don't sign a new deal with him, you know, and it may be. I think he wants to stay in Europe for a bit longer, like Mo Salah, right? So I think this is lazy reporting, lazy journalism. It's very easy to report, to link Saudi with, quality players, as Rafa Benitez would say, quality for sure. It reminds me very much of when Abramovich went to Chelsea, and they were linked with fucking everyone all the time. All the journalists, Chelsea want such and such, Chelsea want, like Man City today. Oh, Man City will want them, we can throw them in there. Where, you know what I mean, wherever there's a bit of money, I don't believe the majority of stuff that's coming out of Saudi, I do believe that they would be interested in him. We saw claims a couple of weeks ago. I think they were dismissed when we looked into the sources behind it all. This, in my opinion, is just speculative. It's online. There's a lot of adverts on here which you can't see. They're down the side of the page. I cut them out so you don't have to be endured. Don't have to face them while I'm doing the video. But then again, you have got to look at my chubby cheeks. Maybe you'd rather look at the fucking adverts. So I wouldn't worry too much about that one, guys. All right. I think there is another one coming up to do with Virgil van Dijk. I'll try and get that out as quickly as possible. But I've got to go live in 15 minutes. That means I'm not going to get like something to eat before before my live stream. I might fade away. Oh, no. All right, live stream, 1 o'clock this afternoon, UK time. I don't know if I'm going to do one tonight. You'll have to watch the channel, for announcements and shit like that. If you appreciate this video, me just updating you and explaining where all these headlines are originating from today, there you go. Please do thumbs up the video. It put a smile on my face. It's not very often that happens. If you could drop me a comment, I'd appreciate that too. Maybe you want to tell me what you think the latest situation is with Virgil. Do you think he'll sign? I think he stays at Liverpool. Do you think he's really negotiating a deal to PSG? Or do you think he's off to Saudi? You let me know in the comment section. And if you want to buy me a coffee, please hit the super thanks button. And I will give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's morning briefing and let everyone know how great you are. But don't forget, that's on the other YouTube channel.